Hello and welcome to VTOS Navan, an introduction to our Leaving Cert for adults. Our programme gives you either a science or humanities option. So we'll go through both now, we'll look at the subjects in both, and I'll give you an overview of this course, Leaving Cert for adults. My name is Angela Cahill and I'm the VTOS coordinator here in Navan. So the Leaving Certificate course can be taken over 1 or 2 years. Everybody that joins VTOS is given permission to be on the VTOS course for up to 2 years. Some people, they do whichever are level 4, level 5, or the Leaving Cert course in 1 year, and that's fine. Some people choose to do it in 2 years because if you're coming back to education and it's been a while since you were in education, it can be a lot to take on, particularly in the Leaving Cert, to be sitting exams at the end of essentially 9 months of study. You come in at the beginning of September and you're doing the exams in June. So we have a good few students over the years that do that over 2 years. They might do some of the subjects at a particular ordinary level, for example, in year 1, and then they might stay the second year and try and improve on their grades, do a different subject, or take the subject at a higher level. One thing that is very good about the Leaving Certificate is that it's a qualification recognised by all employers. So if you didn't get the chance to do a Leaving Cert the first time around, and you see that jobs are saying minimum qualification, a Leaving Certificate, then this course will give you your Leaving Certificate. If you've done your Leaving Cert before, many years ago, and you want to change direction, or you think that you might like to go to college and this is your time for going to third level, again, coming back and doing the Leaving Cert is a great pathway into progressing. So it's an ideal progression route, either to further education, which might be PLC colleges such as Dunboyne College of Further Education or Drogheda Institute of Further Education, or moving to one of our third level colleges, institutes of technology, or our universities. The course is full-time, which means it runs from Monday to Friday every week, and classes start at 9:30 in the morning and finish at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it is a big commitment, it's full-time. Now you might find in your timetable there are 4 classes scheduled per day. Each class lasts for an hour and a half. So you might find that you have 2 classes in the morning, a free class after lunch, and then a last class in the afternoon. So you mightn't be in every single class every single day, and that gives you some time maybe to get homework done, to get study done. And we do have a study room in VTOS Navan where you can go and access the computers and study. When you're on the course, you have access to the adult guidance team in LMETB in Railway Street, the MAGS, the Adult Guidance and Information Service. So if you're thinking of what do I do next, am I going to look for a job or am I going to go to third level, the adult guidance team will be there and they'll advise you. We hold CAO workshops throughout the year. We help you if you're going to apply for a SUSI grant as you're getting nearer to applying for college, and also give you information on things like the Back to Education allowance. We let you know when all the college open days are on, and we help you prepare for academic interviews if you apply for a course where you might be interviewed for a place on that course. We arrange for the mature student officers from 3 or 4 of the nearer universities and third level colleges, so for example MAYNOOTH, Blanchardstown, DKIT, to come down and have a chat with you about applying to college as a mature student. So if we look at the science option, so as I said, for Leaving Cert, we ask you to choose either to go down the science route or the humanities route. So we'll have a look at the science course first. So everybody studies maths, and you study maths at ordinary level or foundation level. Your first science subject then will be biology. Now biology is a great subject for a lot of science areas that you might go into. So if it's anything healthcare related, if it's medically related, if it's physio or occupational therapy or psychology or anything where you need to know about how the human body works, how plants evolved, how all the living systems in our world interact, then biology is a great subject. Our second science subject is what we call the combined physics-chemistry. We used to just do physics on its own in VTOS Navan, and we taught to past VTOS students who had gone on to study science at third level, and they really felt they were at a little bit of a disadvantage if they didn't have some chemistry when they were going into first year. So what we did was, there is a course called PhysChem, we call it, physics chemistry, and it's more or less 50% physics and 50% chemistry. So what it does is it gives you a grounding in both. It gives you the vocabulary of both science subjects, so that if you go into a first year science course, you're not starting from scratch in either physics or chemistry. It's been a really successful course for us. We're going into our third year of offering physics chemistry, and our students that have done the course in the last 2 years have achieved really high marks. In the first year, for the last 2 years, the students that have done this at an ordinary level have got the highest grades in the country, the only H or O1s in the country. And then one of the students that did it at honours last year got a H1. So, it's been a successful course for our students. And then we ask everybody who's doing Leaving Cert Science to do English, Leaving Cert English. And you might wonder, why am I doing the poets or plays or Shakespeare? But you will not be a successful scientist, no matter what part of science that you're going into, if you haven't the ability to understand English when you read reports or you are interpreting scientific journals or information, or if you can't write in a very clear way. Scientists, medical people, anything to do with, working in a science-related role, has to be able to express themselves in a very clear way, to lay out their thoughts in a very logical way. And studying English at Leaving Cert is a great reminder and refresher for you. And, again, it's a really enjoyable course. Our teacher, Paul, loves his subject, and you'll end up really liking English in VTOS Navan. We do one QQI module at level 5, personal and professional development, and this is really geared around trying to help you decide what course you're going to go on to when you leave VTOS, or what area of employment that you're going to go into when you leave VTOS. So it's really getting you to personal and professional development, develop what you're going to do next. Again, you'll come out and it'll help you develop your CV. And a big thing that it does is we ask you to do a couple of presentations in front of the class, and you might wonder why we would put you through this. But if you go into the workplace, and most definitely if you go on to third level, you will be asked to do this at a regular basis. Stand up, take a certain amount of information and give it back to an audience. And there is a skill to being able to do this, so we help you to practice this in VTOS. We also ask everybody to do one IT or computing module. Usually it's IT skills at level 4, because you need to be very comfortable around IT if you're going to work in science. You need to be able to email, attach documents to an email. You need to know how to use Microsoft Office, be able to set up Word documents, be able to use Excel and PowerPoint. And also we use Microsoft 365 for our email system, so to be able to be familiar with all the different applications within Microsoft 365. We have academic support classes, so we help you with your study skills. If you have any issues with your English or your maths, we have classes on every week, and it's really important to let us know if you need any additional support. The science option Leaving Cert course has been hugely successful, with many of our students offered college places. So for example, we have students now studying biotechnology in Maynooth, general science in a number of in Trinity, in Maynooth. We have a student from a couple of years ago studying physiotherapy in UCD. We have another student in TU Dublin just finishing his mechanical engineering course. We have a student who finished in Trinity last year doing earth science. I could go on, there are loads of different examples. Psychology, we've had a good few students go into Maynooth and do psychology. And the colleges they've gone into: Maynooth, UCD, Trinity, DCU, and DKIT. And this is a picture of 3 of our current VTOS science students doing a biology practical in our science room in Railway Street. And we also go to MAYNOOTH and do practical sessions in biology, chemistry and physics. They usually happen in January. So these are our students this year in MAYNOOTH University doing a chemistry experiment, a chemistry titration. So let's have a look at our other module, which is our other course, which is the Leaving Cert Humanities course. So you're going to study history. History is a great subject. If you're thinking of going on to 3rd level and going to be doing anything where you will be doing some research, if you do the history course, you're going to learn loads about Irish history, learn loads about European history, which is really, really interesting. But also you'll be doing a research project. And this is going to give you a lot of skills in looking at information, deciding what's important, picking out the important bits, and then referencing any information. So if you're putting down historical facts, you need to quote where you got the information from. You need to reference where you got the information from. If you go to 3rd level and you're studying arts, psychology, social care, social science, anything where you're having to write down information, you have to back up everything that you're saying, so you have to reference. So the history course in Leaving Cert gives you these skills and helps you develop these skills. You'll study English like the science options people, and you can study at honours or ordinary level. It's a really good course, and you'll hear more information about the English course in Paul, our English teacher's presentation that will be here for you. Everybody in the beginning is saying, oh, English is difficult, but once you get into it, you'll love the poems, you love the drama. We usually go and see at least one of the plays up in one of the theatres in Dublin or more locally. You study Spanish. I know no Spanish except Buenos Dias, but you will come in and you might have no Spanish like me in September, and when in June you will be speaking Spanish and you'll be listening to Spanish and you'll be writing Spanish. Geraldine, our Spanish teacher, has a fantastic ability to bring people from no Spanish or a couple of words up to Leaving Cert level in June. So you will enjoy Spanish. And then we ask the science people to do English, so we ask the humanities people to do maths. Again, for your everyday dealing in life, you need to have some maths knowledge. You need to decide, are you getting a good deal in the shop? Are you paying the right interest rate with the bank? So we encourage everybody to do maths if they're doing Leaving Cert Humanities. Also, if you're going and you're thinking of a course like psychology or maybe social science where there's going to be elements of statistics used, again, you need to have refreshed your maths before you go to college. We ask everyone to do the personal and professional development, as I described previously. Again, really important for the humanities students. Again, the IT skills are our computing module. You will not survive in college if you haven't got a quite competent level of and are comfortable with IT and computing. We offer academic writing and study skills support classes, particularly important for the humanities students. Again, it's been a hugely successful course with many of our students offered college places. We have students doing social science in MAYNOOTH or social care in TU Dublin. We have students doing or have done arts over the years. Our English teacher is actually a former VTOS student who went to study arts in MAYNOOTH and is now teaching with us in VTOS. We have students who have been and done and finished their psychology degrees. And we have students that have gone to MAYNOOTH, Trinity, DCU, DKIT and TU Dublin. So just to finish, this is our current Leaving Cert history students over in Navan Library with Tom French, where they were learning about how to find information from primary sources and how to quote and reference and look up information. And this was in preparation for their history research project. So thank you very much for listening. We would really hope to see you with us in VTOS Navan in September. Thank you.